now listening to the greatest.
Hey, you know J Ray got girls here going way, 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 way.
And I forgot to mute my mics again. So y'all heard coughing through the intro or whatever. Sorry guys. Welcome to another. Yo, man, it's been a long day, y'all. It's been a long day. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk Radio. As you can see from the title or the thumbnail, this is a undeserved him movie review part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, go back and watch it. Once again, it's spoiler alerts. I'm gonna just get straight into it. So the last thing we talked about was acting, rating our actors. I'm gonna let Zaire give his take, since he knew a lot more of the actors than I did anyway.
It was a few celebrity appearances here and there, so real quick, we could just get them out of the way. We have our rappers, Tierra Whack and Guap Dad 4000, if you're not familiar with them. I personally recommend Tierra Whack. She puts out pretty great music. She hasn't released in a long time, but we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about the film Him. As far as big star actors go, the only big two that I only recognize in this movie was Marlon Wayans, who, as most black people who are familiar with the Wayans family, are a very big staple name in comedy, and Tariq Withers, who is more of an uprising star. If you watch Atlanta, you might have known him from the episode with Kevin Samuels and the whole high school situation and him trying to get into college for like some type of the little, not a grant, but a scholarship basically for basically being black. I think that this kid, or why am I calling him a kid? We might be the same age, but I think Tariq has basically a lot of potential to show a lot of range in movies, and I was actually really surprised that they recruited him for this main role in the film Him. So shout out to him for landing this role. I don't know the hoops and hurdles that you had to go through to even get this spot, but congratulations to you. I think you did a fairly good job for this film. Was it enough to carry the film? No, not really, but hope this opens up more doors for you. As far as everybody else in the movie, not familiar with who they were, but, you know, kudos to y'all too. So that's my whole synopsis summary on the actors in the film.
So another person I thought when we were talking about Marlon Wayans, and by the way, Marlon Wayans did not do a terrible job. It was just hard. Like, he really didn't give me that believable person that's willing to do anything to be number one, and pouring that into Cade. I think on both levels, he really just didn't sell me as much. Like, I didn't believe it. I didn't feel it. I'm trying to find the guy's name. I can't find the actual actor. Yeah. So it's another. Oh, here we go. So this is a show series, right? And it's called Them. Really good watch as well. It takes on a lot of modern and past society issues that we still go through the day, not just within the black community, but in most communities. It talks about obviously racism, unfair equality within women and workspaces. I want to say like abuse and unfairness within the military, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. It's really good. It's a really good. It takes a toll on everything, and especially within history of like the legal housing acts and all that stuff, the legal housing stuff, and it just does. It talks about a lot, and it's a really good watch. Great cinematography, great writing, great storyline. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Them. It's like a 12 episode series. Each episode is like anywhere 40 minutes to an hour. It's a really good watch. But there's just one character that creeps me the fuck out. Not only because he wears like blackface on top of whiteface, right? And they call him the tap dance man. And he's like a ghostly, haunting figure that haunts the male star of the show, who battles with like we talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. Code switching and he battles with the mindset of being a Uncle Tom, a poor man's Uncle Tom, because he is one of the black African Americans in a time where it's hard for African Americans to be successful. He's one of the successful men. But little does he know, like, he did have to go through a lot to get there. He did face racism. He did face a lot. But you wouldn't know this by knowing him because of where he is now. He has a nice family. He was able to move his family out the country. He has a nice paying job where he works with predominantly white people. Like, he's in a seat that a lot of people aren't in. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times he feels that racial guilt because he's in that place. And when people see him, that's what they see. But little people know he had to go through a lot. And I'm not going to give too much, but it's a really good watch. And like I said, the tap dance man is like this ghostly figure that pops every once in a while. He has these psychiatrical thoughts of either his past that have haunted him, the things he had to endure to get to where he's at, that his family don't even know about, or just that. And the tap dance man's, like I said, he's blackface on top of whiteface. And he has these black eyes. If y'all don't know, if you remember, if you don't know who he is, Tyler Creator, when he first came out, he came out with a song called Yonkers, and it was one of his first music videos. And he made, like, the color contacts kind of a trending thing at the time. But in that video, he had all black contacts, right? And that's what this guy has. And he has his top hat, and he has his, like, suit, and he dresses up like how kind of like the white people used to kind of perceive us back in the day. You know, those yes, the bosses and those type of characters within TV and animation and stuff. And he kind of dressed like that. And he does this creepy walk every time, like when he's trying to bait the male character in the show to do something to prove that he's not Uncle Tom. He's like, what you gonna do? Bro, it's so creepy. And I feel like whoever this guy, and his name is Jeremiah Burkett, even though he plays crazy the whole time, I feel like he could have played in this role going back between crazy and sane, right? Because we did get a lot of that from Marlon. Like, we gotta, like, when he first gets there, he's like, we're just gonna focus on football. And they have a normal day of training.
Right.
And then they get to the ice bath where this nigga starts, I don't know, using somebody else's blood, unsucking his blood, and then it gets weird. And then we go back to normal when they just on the jog, and it's on and off. But it didn't sell me on crazy and going back and forth, crazy and not crazy. Kind of like how we said, and I didn't want to use this example on camera, but I got to now because it's gonna make me sound like a. But Training Day Denzel,
yeah,
like that level of crazy, bro, where you can go back and forth. We start to feel bad for our protagonist, if that makes sense.
Even like
I would say Will Smith, a younger Will Smith. I can't think of anybody today other than maybe Jonathan Majors, but I would have to see it to say for sure that it'll work. Because Jonathan Majors is good at playing crazy, but I don't know if he can go back and forth between sane and crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why my mind went there, but I thought of Heath Ledger's Joker and maybe like Christian Bale in American Psycho. I think that's a good example.
Yeah, those are white people. That's what I'm saying. Like, we can't find any real black people. That
as far as like black actors go, I can't think of a lot of us that have.
I think
like,
Samuel, but it would be more motherfucker. Like, I don't need angry.
Yeah, like,
I need psychotic.
Yeah,
you know,
like more like there's something wrong with this dude.
Yeah, like get your shit together. Boop. Yo, I mean, that was that line. Those two lines were great. I just felt like it was Marlon, so I still saw, Holy Man in Miracle. No, I'm saying, you know what that line's from? Yeah, like what? You don't know where that line from, nigga.
Wait, what?
That line, bro. He said, "Somebody, Holy Man in Miracle." Or your mama titty so breast so dry, they both out. White chicks, bro. How you don't know, bro?
It's been a minute, y'all.
I know it's been a minute for me too. Because I definitely fucked some of them lines up. All right, now that we're done with characters, let's talk about. We kind of went through characters and acting, didn't we? Yeah, that was acting. That's pretty much acting. Sorry, y'all. My brain's fried today. I'm done. Let's talk about cinematography. How did you feel about the cinematography?
My favorite scenes are probably like the scene of Cade finally arriving at Isaiah's house in the middle of the desert. I thought that was a pretty cool wide shot. I also like the jump scare scenes too, where he's like standing in like these black, dark, shadowy hallways. You can't really see what's going on, but you see like a figure moving around. I thought that those were pretty well done too. But that's about it, though. I mean, everything else was just ordinary for me. So that's my take on it.
I thought some of the shots, were kind of like nothing. There weren't any particular shot as far as cinematography that like that shocked me or like caught my eye. The one jump scare that got me was when, when he was at the party. And remember, we got a glimpse of the tension between him and his brother. Remember, he pushed him hard as shit.
Oh yeah.
I was like, y'all didn't have to do that. Like, Cade is a superhero or something? Because like the way he pushed him, the distance was.
That nigga was so disrespectful with that shit. He was like,
it was one of those where it wasn't like, get off of me. This nigga pushed him into the wall, but it was like so quick and hard. It's like, Jordan, what you trying to say? Cade is strong here? Like, damn, nigga. And then like, it was like the force was so strong. I was like, damn, that nigga hate him or something. And then it cuts around to the corner. It's like a tracking shot where he's like in front of him and is following him as he's walking through the party. And then he goes to the bathroom to kind of like isolate himself for a little bit. You can see like the alcohol and stuff is getting to him. He's starting to think a little too much. And right before he's opening the door, his brother comes and slams it hard. I don't know if you remember that scene.
Yeah.
He comes and slams it hard as shit, and it's going to be like a jump scare, but it was like a jump scare where you would least expect a jump scare.
Yeah.
And he slams it hard as shit, and I thought that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool effect and moment. And he's like, yo, you got a call from your agent. It's your agent. I thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, I did like the shots in the desert. Yeah. I thought, as far as scout location, that was a great place to say, like, this is where the star, like, out in the middle of nowhere, isolated. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you can do sacrificial things, where he can be also on the other side, like, he can do sacrificial things on the other end, like, somewhere he can be in private to really work on his game as a football player. It plays great with the narrative there. Other than that, it wasn't no like shots that was like, oh my God, this was great. Obviously the doors and stuff, I know you're like, you thought that was cool. I've seen that before, so to me it was ordinary. Kind of a not an ideal, but an often used technique within cinema where they use doorways. Yeah. So it wasn't too much. So we touched on cinematography. Costume design, it wasn't nothing crazy. And I also like that too, that it was like the costumes didn't distract us from the story. Yeah. What was going on, you know what I mean? The football outfits and shit, they fit modern day. They made it believable, football players. I really can't even remember any outfits that Cade wore that was just like.
I mean, other than like the mascot, they kept following around.
Now those were a little creepy. Those fit together like that one pinata motherfucker.
Yeah. Like,
and then what the fuck was the one when he was just randomly practicing at his old high school?
I don't know.
And the nigga with the demon mask or whatever hit him in the head, and they never explained that either.
That might have been the coach that tried to fight him at the very end of the movie. The one that he killed.
Oh yeah.
That might have been him that hit him over with the crowbar at the very beginning.
But what was it? Jordan, let us know. Like y'all let us know in the comments or let us know realtalkradio626@gmail.com. What was the point of that, and how did it correlate to the beginning, middle, and end?
Because it didn't even explain if that was Isaiah's way of getting him recruited into the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what was it? Initiation or some shit?
Yeah, like.
He never, and like dude never even like said anything about like, that's what I'm saying, like he wasn't worried about why it happened, how it happened, who did it. They didn't do like a police report. Like it was kind of like it happened and they moved on from it.
I mean, I guess another thing I kind of don't like as I'm thinking about it right now is that you can, and it's sad that I have to do this with this movie, that you can like actually kind of sort of tie together a plot if you wanted to, but the fact that I have to do the thinking for the story writers of this film is sad in itself. So
it's one thing to leave the viewers up to interpretation and kind of, give their view of where it's going. Kind of like how, what's his name, did Sinners a little bit.
Yeah.
But then there's one thing, like you said, to like, what? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like.
And Jordan, obviously, that's his style. That's his cinematic style sometimes. But every single fucking time, like now I feel like you just putting out movies to put out movies, and now you making millions off.
Yeah,
of
it's
just
like at this
doing
point
shit.
you show me a bunch of pictures and scenes, and then you just want me to
Yeah,
like,
put a little bit of thought into it. Where I'm
Yeah,
like,
like-
oh, I'm like, oh, I'm like, I feel that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like we might as well just call this movie like Jordan Peele's coolest cinematography shots and his
Yeah,
favorite
you
like
feel me?
scenes, like
Like a cinema reel or some shit.
yeah,
you know?
like
Blocking, staging, it was normal. It wasn't nothing out of the norm. Chemistry. How well did the mentor-student dynamic play out? Like I said, it wasn't strong enough to me. Like they didn't build up a strong enough relationship.
yeah. It wasn't enough lore. It wasn't enough detail. It wasn't
Yeah.
enough like insider scoop on either one of the characters. So we didn't really get a lot of heart-to-heart moments.
Yeah,
So,
and the only reason I'm saying is because it's relevancy. Sinners with the cousin, with
Yeah.
the preacher boy, we saw in a scene where he got to have his moment with Stacks, right? When they're driving to go get Delta Slim, you know what I'm saying? And they talking, and he telling him the story of how like Smoke killed his dad, and
Yeah.
how's your dad treating you, and you still play me something on the guitar. You know, they having that relationship moment.
Mm-hmm.
Then on the other end, when they start the juke bar and the high rise, you know what I'm saying? Smoke is kind of like, obviously, and this was also showing the opposite of Stacks. He's trying to tell Preacher Boy he shouldn't go down this route of being, trying to be an artist, especially as an African American
Yeah.
in a society where white people only either use you or demean you. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? But he's showing those moments through the relationship that that Preacher Boy is building with both of the characters. I never got that with it. It didn't even feel like mentor player. It just felt like Buddy was trying to get a contract, so I'm gonna just go hang out with Isaiah Whitehead for the image of it.
pretty much, yeah.
Like it never like I thought they would have Marlon like kind of more like I want this for you. Like I chose you for this specific reason.
Right.
I never got that. It didn't feel like any type of relationship. It just felt like the movie was, which you love. When it comes to sequencing and storytelling, you always want it to be paceful. But I just felt like this movie was just very much rushed. Like you said, there was no plot. I felt like there was no tie up. It was just.
Yeah, the characters just didn't have any like
Yeah.
real serious motivation. I mean, I guess you could say that like all of this was because of his father making the deal with the devil or whatever, but that's that. I mean, I feel like this is kind of lazy, in my opinion. So
Also, to wrap all this shit up, unless you got anything else you want to break down, I think we that was pretty much it. Yeah,
I think we
part
pretty
two.
much
Yeah,
touched everything.
part two was supposed to be what part one looked like, but we got a little carried away. The broken leg in the beginning, I thought that set the tone for a minute. You remember when he watched it on TV? He was watching it, and they actually showed the nigga's leg snapped to half, bleeding and shit. I thought that was interesting. I was like, okay, we going somewhere. We setting the tone. All right, Jordan. And then how his father like grabs the little boy's head and like makes him look at it and shit.
Right.
And then he kind of like reflects on that later on in the movie, and tells him like, my dad used to make me watch your broken leg injury like a million times. You feel me? Because like that's what a man is supposed to be. I thought that was interesting. Until we got to the rest of the movie, I'm like, wow, shit. He set me up. It's almost like a Drake pump fake. He set me up in the beginning with that.
because I mean, I think even when they were fighting in the little
That
ring,
was
like,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that shit. That was the worst cinematic fight I've ever seen in my goddamn life. This nigga was supposed to, I thought he was gonna snap his arm in half and he just randomly stops. And then the nigga randomly gets up and picks up the helmet,
And
hits
beats him
him,
to
and then
death,
beats
like-
him to death.
Yeah.
What? Like, nigga, Marlon was whooping that nigga ass.
for real, he was.
Like, that was the part he almost sold me when he hit him a couple times. Like, he let Kay get a couple hits. He like, boom, 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 boom. I said, oh, shit. Oh, this nigga crazy. Yo, I'm like, okay, this is what I've been waiting on. Type
Right.
shit. This nigga beating him. And then I loved how, like, when he got to the part where he starts, because Cade in the movie, spoiler alert again. I mean, we've been spoiling this whole goddamn movie. But in an earlier movie, Cade, the whole movie has like this fracture, right?
Yeah.
He has this fracture. And then when And what's his name knows that. So in the fight, he uses that to his advantage, and he headbutts him. But when you see the headbutt, it goes into the thermal shit.
Yeah,
and I like that. I kind of liked it there. There were other parts of the movie where they kept doing it, and I was like, okay, you didn't need to do that shit.
Yeah, I didn't really understand the whole X-ray shit.
Yeah, I mean, I get it from his opinion because it's like, football players and concussions and shit. And it's just like to throw you off a little bit. Like, oh, I want to see the blood. I want to see this. Because you're seeing the blood through the X-ray vision and shit like that. So I kind of get it. I can get where you coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I give Jordan Peele another point, too, about that scene. The whole... Because I know...
I felt like the fans were watching. Like
the
you feel
tape
me?
shit was hard. Like, I'm not going to lie. That clip for me... Is it because he kept saying it throughout the movie. He was like, y'all can go ahead. I'm finna go watch the tapes. And then they finally show what the tape actually is. And it's a fucking circle of him watching fans
cheering.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think that was another good depiction of, like, his obsession for the game and why he didn't want to leave it and shit like that. So...
That was pretty good.
Another brownie point for Mr. Peele.
Yeah. But yeah, that fight scene was terrible. Dude, y'all got to do better. Like, that shit, I almost threw a tomato at the screen, bro. That's how bad it was. Like, me and Zaya could do a better fight scene than that, goddamn it. That question, he also asked this in the sauna, too. And I didn't know what this reference, but I thought it was a really good, like, one of those unanswered, like, how do you answer this question?
Yeah.
If you're starving to death in a prison and somebody asks you, food or freedom, do you really have a choice?
I didn't quite understand the analogy.
Because because in a way, like whether you pick the food or you pick freedom, because what you're thinking is anybody going, I'm picking freedom, but he's still in control of you having that freedom.
Yeah.
So I think that played on to the end where he was like, he could have just said, nah, I'm not going to sign it, period, and walked away. That nigga said, not only am I going to not choose to sign it, I'm gonna kill all of you so this never happens again.
Yeah, so
and then, you feel me?
This bullshit
so like that was his choice because they still giving you a choice, but even if you turn it down, that's still your choice. They gave you that. Like you didn't just walk away on your own terms. You walked away because you didn't agree with them.
Right.
That makes sense. I hope I'm making sense, and I'm hoping to myself when I watch this later, I'm making sense.
And even another thing with like his advocate or spokesperson who ended up being, I guess, like the sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, he like exploded.
Yeah, and I didn't get that part. Yeah,
that was like, and then the fucking American Air Forces flying.
Yeah, he did say somebody had to be. He said some line, I can't remember what he said, but it was like in the way of like somebody got to be sacrificed type shit.
So I didn't really know what that meant. Like if that. Yeah, if the advocate guy was going to end up being the puppet for his future games or what, because we didn't get no type of like shit after, no sneak peeks, no extra, nothing. It just ended that way, so.
Yeah. Oh, last scene that really stuck out to me that I thought we was going to get somewhere too. I thought this was going to be the climax. In that scene where they doing the live action. The live reads of playing football. And remember, he's like, why? I thought we was going soft. He's like, no, nigga, tighten up, man up.
Yeah.
And they get to that scene where he comes at him and he headsbutts him.
Yeah.
But you think it's Cade, the guy who hits the floor, you think it's Cade because Cade has a thing. And then when they take out the X-ray vision, because as soon as he hit him, it was the X-ray vision. So I'm like, oh shit, Cade fucked up now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they take the X-ray off, it was the guy who actually was hurt by it. So it was almost like all that medicine and shit that they kept giving him, I guess. I don't know, made him stronger. And then it was also like him not fearing. Damn, hold on, wait a minute. That kind of deep. Because remember Isaiah kept testing him on sacrificing.
Yeah.
Like how bad do you want it? It was the girl, and then it was something else, and now it was versus teammates, and then it was him. Because when you headbutt him, that was his like he's very vulnerable to concussions right now. You know what I'm saying? So him sacrificing his head to make a play on the football field to kind of defend himself was like, oh shit, all right, he's finally like Isaiah's.
Yeah,
you feel me?
It's really like his new obsession for real.
Yeah, his new obsession of like doing whatever it takes to win. Because when he hit, I was like, damn, this nigga is crazy. Like, why would you even make that move? Like, now you all on the floor bleeding and shit. But it was the nigga in the other. It was the other player that actually took the damage.
The medicine also I feel like could have been like a metaphor now for like drug use in like game sports and shit like that. Maybe like steroids or some shit. But I noticed like he kept doing some shit to his fucking head in the movie. Like I guess Isaiah's blood was supposed to be like magic or some shit like that.
I feel like that was something with the sacrifice of the lamb or lamb blood or goat blood or some shit, but who knows? It could have been like, a metaphor with like how people use steroids and shit to like get an upper hand in sports.
Because it kept like boosting his adrenaline, so I guess he wouldn't feel pain when he made certain like plays on the field or some shit like that. So
I even thought they was gonna twist it up and kind of go the get out route. Remember when he's there in the outside shooting targets and stuff, and he goes like, if you miss it, you have to give me your youth. And I thought that was like, so that's how he was able to heal from that broken leg injury and last all these years. He brings out different young prospects and like takes on their soul or their energy to like keep his career going.
You know, I thought she thought off of that scene that the movie was gonna go in this direction, and I don't know why my imagination took me there, but I thought the movie was gonna do some cool shit like this. When they were at the shooting field and they were discussing like the wagers that they wanted to do, I thought Isaiah was gonna win the bet, and I thought that he was gonna basically try to like, I don't know, do like some brain swap shit where he was gonna try to put his mind in Cage's body, but Cage wasn't gonna really be Cage anymore, and cause like I remember him saying somewhere at some point in the movie where he was like, where Isaiah was talking about his family or some shit like that. I thought he wanted that those external things, or he like might have missed it or some shit like that. So I thought he was gonna try to put himself in Cage somehow or some way to basically get back to those external things, because the game took all that shit away from him when he signed the contract. I thought the movie was gonna go in that direction, but it didn't. Like I said, it just went nowhere for a good 2 hours.
I don't know, definitely. Yeah, I didn't go that far, but
yeah,
use on some get out shit. That's what she
yeah,
said.
no, I thought I was gonna do some cool shit like that, and I also thought the person or whatever the fuck he shot, whatever the fuck Cage shot, I thought that was the girl.
I thought it was a real. The girl, the body.
I thought that was the girl.
I thought that was a real person, but
that too. It could have been like a random person on one of the crazy fans on the field. I thought he was shooting like fans, but
I don't know.
But oh well, can't blame a guy for thinking. I wanted the best out of a movie.
Yeah, overall, like I said, movie was definitely a 3 out of 10. Would not recommend you go waste your money and time to go watch it. I would wait till it go on HBO Max, comes out on HBO Max, and then watch it. Yeah, as I'm looking at the rest of this, I don't even want to get into directing. We talked about location. I thought the locations were
who even directed
different.
the movie? Because like Jordan Peele produced it, but it didn't say who directed
Probably
it.
Jordan Peele. Shit,
Probably.
I don't even want to know. You know, like I don't even want to put it more Front Street like that. Yeah, overall, this movie, yeah, it was a waste of time. I was highly disappointed. But like I said, I walked into that because when I watched the trailer, I kind of already knew like I didn't want to watch it anyway. It really never enticed me to go out and look at the film. But I know it's one of those films that's highly talked about right now. So wanted to give you guys some content, and yeah, it was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember. But I think I hit all my notes because I only had like 6 of them. So, any last comments, concerns?
If you want to go see this film, you're more than welcome to. Like Jared said, you don't necessarily have to. It's not like the worst thing I've seen in a while, but it ain't the greatest film either. And I honestly didn't know what the hell to expect from a Marlon Wayans and Jordan Peele film. I mean, other than the fact that now that I thought about it a little bit more, I forgot that Jordan Peele actually came from a comedic background as well with the whole Key and Peele show. That was a thing like way back when. But other than that, I mean, honestly, if you want to see some cool cinematography and some maybe well thought out shit, I would recommend fucking Blink Twice if you've never seen that movie before. Other than that, though, I don't really think it's worth watching. Like I said, if you just want to get out with your friends or some shit like that, then maybe this might be something for you. But hey, that's really much all I have to say about him.
Yeah.
5 out of 10.
Also, I would like to say maybe the theater was just trash today. The lighting wasn't the best either. I felt like they used a lot of, and I guess for the scenes they were doing, like it wasn't used a lot. Like maybe it was a party, then backstage and shit like that. But there wasn't a lot of lighting use. It was a lot of like using darkness and natural light and shadows. Yeah, like a lot of use of that, which is cool. But I would like to have seen them play on a little bit of it, more. But it is what it is. It is what's going to be. Go ahead, my boy. Shout out your socials and everything.
Yeah. So like I said, Artist stuff, musical stuff, I go by the artist name Linkheart, LINCHEART, across all platforms except for TikTok, which I think is at Heart Atlanta. If you're into rants or rambling or just people speaking their mind or sharing your philosophies and having debates and stuff like that, you can also go follow me on my other TikTok page, which is Thoughts from Zaire. Those are all my socials. Follow me on there. And I will see y'all on the next episode when I'm on Real Talk Radio again. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you are listening on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever we get your podcasts, I appreciate you too. Go leave some stars. Go ahead and leave some comments, all that good stuff. Or write review. West, I think that's what they say on the audio platform. You can follow us on the Instagram, real.t.radio. You can follow us on TikTok, Real Talk Radio with 2 O's. Gmail, hit us up in the Gmail. Tell us what you like, what you didn't like about this movie, what you liked about our review, what you didn't agree, what you agreed with us on, what you didn't agree with us on. Would you like to see Zaire? Would you like to see Zaire hanging from a burning cross like in the movie? Let us know. That was weird. No, all right. Do your bone there. Yeah, man. Thank you for watching, man. I think that's it for me. I'll let you leave them with a little inspiration, motivation, if you have one.
Shit, man.
Life been kicking his ass, so give him a moment.
Just going out there and get your money, man. Do whatever it is you want to do for real. Don't let nobody tell you any different. Make that choice now. Stop procrastinating. Do that shit right now. Stop sitting on your ass. Do that shit right now. Whatever it is you want to do, photography, movies, acting, whatever. Get up off your ass and go do that shit right now. Go make connections. Go to events. That's the word for today. So.
Word of the day, we out.